What is going on, guys? Ultimate Deadpool here, and I'm back with another video. So, I have been reading some of y'all's comments, and some of you guys keep writing me on Hangouts saying that you want the Mad Max Deadpool series or mini-series out. I am working on that. I have the big boy here, and we're going to get to the smaller ones I meant. I do still have a couple more cars to do, so once they are done, I will go ahead and do the Mad Max Deadpool little mini-series. I don't really have the means of doing it until after Christmas. I still have to build some more cars. So, let me go get some more of them, actually. Alright, technically all three of these cars can be transformed into Mad Max cars, with the exception of this one. Bumblebee, he's already, tore up and messed up, and, he's got some dirt and stuff all over him, so I don't have to do anything with it. But this is definitely going to be in the Mad Max Deadpool miniseries. This one I'm not entirely sure on, simply because I just, the paint job on it looks great, and that's the thing I like about it. But, as for the rest of it, it's kind of sloppy and messy on the bottom of it, but the outside of it, it's not so much. So, I mean, I could easily turn this into a Mad Max car. Just whether or not I should, that's two totally different subjects. So let me know what you guys want to think. Should I turn this green 70s Camaro into a Mad Max car? And if so, I will do so. If not, that's totally fine. Either way, it'll still show up in the series. It just might not look, as crazy as this or something like that. It's not going to be that, crazy. So, I mean, it's still going to look cool, but it's still a cool car. But if you guys don't want me to mess with it, I won't. But choice is up to you. So, and then the blue Mustang has been falling apart. So the rear end is gone. This was never one of my favorite cars either. Just because I personally don't like Mustangs. I think they are overrated. And way too popular. And I also understand, well, Ultimate Deadpool, Mustang was technically the first real muscle car. I understand that, and I'm thank God for Mustang for that. But personally, I'm not a big Mustang person. I never really did like Mustangs. I think they're way too overrated, and just, I like the old ones like these, like the 60s and 70s are not bad, but then the new modern looking ones, I don't like those. They just look too stupid, I guess. I don't know exactly how to put it, but I don't like Mustang at all. I never really did. So I mean, this could easily be turned into a Mad Max car. All I'd have to do is just literally tear off the hood, add a little bit of extra paint to it, put a gun or so on the side, and that's it. But again, let me know in the comments, should I even bother messing with this? Because I honestly don't care about this car. I did it just to see if I could, I guess you could say challenge myself. But honestly, this car was super easy to build. So, if I find another one, great. I can always just remake it. But let me know what you guys think. So, on to the already complete cars. Alright, so you've seen at least two of these three. Real quickly, before we go farther, let me know down in the comments which of these three cars, or if any of them, is your favorite. Personally, my favorite is this one, just because I like Trans Am, and this one honestly looks really cool. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the lamest one first, and then we'll go to the cooler ones, then we'll go to the big boy. Okay, so this is the Mad Max police car, Camaro, and I don't like the look of this car at all. I like the Mad Max portion of it, but I don't like the way that this actual model car came out or turned out. It was my first time doing it, which is probably one problem from it. But I just the the hood never really stays on. And I don't want to glue it on. But then that wheel always falls off. This whole thing here is messed up. And all in all, it's just a really disastrous model. I don't know who designed it, but whoever did, they should have been fired, because this just either I just didn't do it right, or it's the actual kit itself. I don't remember. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I know that this car does not stay together well, and most likely this will be the first car taken out in the Deadpool Mad Max miniseries. So, but it kind of looks weird because the car is supposed to be sitting straight level like this, and instead it's down on this end because of that front wheel. Which I get is kind of, slopped together, quick built Mad Max type thing. And I don't like it. It's just not one of my favorite cars. I do like the 83 Camaro look. But I don't like the model car set that I got for it, or got out of it. And the flagpole did break off, so I'm going to have to find it and re-glue it. Well, some of the things I do like about this car is obviously the shaker, or the blower on the top of it, the shotguns, sniper rifles on the side, the pickaxe that does actually go through the top of the car. You can kind of see it right here. So that does come out. So at some point in the series, it's going to get struck really hard with the pickaxe. The police sirens, I literally just had them from the Joker's getaway car, because you can build it as a police car as well. And I just decided, hey, I'm not using those. Some of the things that I'm kind of weird on with this car is this has like 16 blocks in it, because there's a blue engine block in there that already has 8 cylinders, and then there's 2 more 8 cylinders glued on top of it. So in reality, this car would never actually run or work, for that matter. But if there was such thing as a 16-cylinder car, which I'm sure there is for like Indy cars and stuff like that, more illegal type racing, this car would be able to go from 0 to 300 in probably 10 seconds, if that. Just because 16-cylinder engines would provide a shit ton of power, and it would literally, you would probably have to change the tires every time you drove this car. Like, seriously, you would have to have like a stock in, or some supply of stock and tires just to drive this thing once. So that's how powerful this car would be if it was, real and drivable. So on to my favorite car. Alright, so you guys have seen this one before. This is the Mad Max Trans Am that was in Nightwing. And I have upgraded it since then. I added the lights up here, as well as the double guns on the side, 2 machine guns on the side, and 2 more guns on the side. It's got this chain from the air vent on the side going into the what would be where the rear view mirror is. And then it's got the awesome blower motor on top here. And yes, the engine, or the hood, can open. And it'll reveal just a generic Pontiac Trans Am engine. So, fun fact, when I was building a car for Nightwing, and some of the parts got messed up or were missing. So I went to the store and got another Trans Am, and I just used it for parts. And this was the parts the donor car. And I honestly have to say, I do like this one a little bit better than the one that I actually did for Nightwing. Just because I love the look of the Mad Max cars. I always have. You know, the post-apocalyptic, futuristic thing. I always love that. And then the spikes on the front of it are my favorite part of this entire car. Because like if you're hold on. Let's just say, for instance, you're in this scenario, and like all of a sudden, boom. Not only would you be torn in half, but your head would be sucked into the blower motor and having your entire head explode, like inside the engine. So that's nasty on its own way. So I think that is probably the coolest part about this car is the front end of it. And it's just, this car just screams killing machine. And yeah, no, it doesn't stay together correctly, but that's just because look how small those axles are compare. And then like look how big those little rings are. So they don't stick together right, but you know what? It's not as bad as the Camaro. The Camaro is falling apart. But this car is pretty solid. So I mean, it's not in fear of breaking or anything like that. Now on to the biggest and newest car. Okay, now you guys have technically seen this car before. This is the 69 Oldsmobile. And this is why I said I couldn't do anything with it after I had painted it. Just because I was going to put monster truck suspension on it. And that is exactly what I did. And surprisingly enough, it does work. It didn't at first. It was fighting a whole bunch when I went to go try to put this together. Obviously, the Oldsmobile part or Oldsmobile shell did not fit properly over the truck, so I had to literally cut like the exoskeleton of the truck was up to here, so I had to cut from my finger down to here, all the way off, just to make sure that this fit, and then underneath it. When I glued the two halves together, I used a combination of super glue and flex glue, and it's holding it together really well. Phil Swift, you are a man of your word. This shit works on virtually everything. So right now it doesn't have an engine in the front, and that's just because for those of you who don't know this, monster truck engines are in the back of the truck, and this car does still have the monster truck engine in the back, so I mean you can kind of see it right there, and then the exhaust pipes come out the side perfectly where they should go right here, and then you know it does move, and sometimes the tires do scrape against the plastic of the Oldsmobile, but I can always take a grinder and you know widen that out a little bit. I do have to paint over the flex glue. The interior is super simple, because the seats are sitting on the original floorboard of the monster truck. That's how much crap I had to take out of this, just so that way the two halves could go together. And then I just took the Oldsmobile dashboard, steering wheel, and two driver and passenger seats, and I just glued them on the front, on the baseboard, and it doesn't work. It doesn't look that bad. It really doesn't. And the reason why I left it white is because I've seen many cars that are blue and they have a white interior. So the only thing that concerns me with this car would not at all be safe to drive in, because the engine produces a whole bunch of heat and poisonous gas. That's why it's concealed on the front end of the car. And this is inside the car. So there is so much violence with the monster truck engine. It produces a whole bunch of power and a whole shitload of noise. So the drivers and the passengers would literally be deaf if this car was real, unless you had, you know, a wall in between. And yes, there was for the monster truck, but I had to cut that out just so I could get, you know, the car part to stay on the truck suspension. So I do have a couple more plans for Mad Max cars, but this is the extent of what I'm able to do for now. So honestly, it's not bad, you know, because I got 2 cars that were never going to work together, and I actually got it to work. So I am going to probably end up adding a second engine to it, just so I can say it has double the power. But you know, other than that, this thing is a killer. I mean, I love the look of this. I lightly sprinted some black on the side, and then just to go that extra step, I added some hand-painted brown. You can't really see the brown that well, but it is there. And there you can kind of see the engine behind the glass. So everything on this car does move, though. You know, the tires move, and sometimes they do catch. These do catch on the plastic, but I can always take like a sander and just get that out and move that out the way. Fun fact: the gas tank is right here. So yeah, that's where the gas tank is on this car. And actually, all monster trucks have the gas tank in front. I don't know why, but they do. So I guess it just makes things a little bit easier. So, but anyway, let me know what you guys think. So let's get all 3 completed cars together again, and then you guys can decide which one you guys like the best. And there you have it, guys. All 3 completed Mad Max cars right in front of you right now. So this is the newest one. This is the first one. This is the one. So let me know what you guys think is which one's y'all's favorite. And I will obviously read all the comments. I do read them all. And I'm anxious to see what you guys have to say about these. So let me know down in the comments which one's your favorite. Do you like the Trans Am, the Camaro, or the Oldsmobile? Which one's your favorite? Vote down or let me know in the comments. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I promise you I will do something for like a Christmassy video, as well as getting these ready for the Deadpool Mad Max series as quick as I can. So that's about it. So I will see you guys all next time on Ultimate Deadpool. Peace out. You guys are awesome. I'll see you guys all later. Bye.